the reason why I started teaching Facebook in August or September was because there's companies going after your money, your hard-earned money, and I thought that they were ineffective. There's a lot of companies out there that are looking to make money off real estate agents, the real estate industry, and they're pitching theory. One of them had a class today, and they have revamped their training. It's very similar to what I teach here. It's like a light version of it almost. Okay? So understand that we want to stay ahead of the competition. The way that we do that is we try not to share these things. Don't share this video with friends from other companies. I know you mean well. The better thing to do is invite them to interview you with your branch manager, right? Right there? That's right. And then they can get us internally, okay? So I know that happens sometimes. I'm going to tell you, I want to stay about a year ahead of everybody else. And to do that, I need your help. I need your help in not sharing this with friends outside of Facebook. Okay? So here's a cool quote I had up while you guys were waiting. And really, I've been reading this great book, and so the content is really relatable to what I teach, but it's also a great analogy. So the analogy I'm going to use today is relating boxing to social media, or any interpersonal. We can do relationships too. I do a lot of relationship analogies. But when you guys are marketing, you guys have been trained to go for the kill on every single marketing piece. Just listed, just sold, right? But that's not effective on social media. So I want you guys to really understand that. You have to reprogram your mind from what you've learned the last year, 2 years, 5 years, 15 years, 20 years, and really formulate that towards social media, okay? So if you have a piece with a call to action, that is what we call a right hook. That's the kill blow, okay? What you need to really do is soften them up with jabs. This is just like a boxing match, okay? So what are jabs? Pictures of your grandkids. Jabs are birthdays. Jabs are anything that brings them in closer to you. Anniversary pictures, okay? So the people having success in this room with Facebook, you're all going to attest that it's because you're having a variety of posts. And it's because they like and trust you, and then maybe you're in competition when they need a real estate agent, okay? So the other reason I like social media is it's free to do it yourself. You guys like free, right? Free marketing? Yeah. And it works for you 24/7. I think tomorrow I'm signing up my 6th person this month, recruiting-wise. And all my recruits this month are from social media. Every single one of them. Actually, there's 2 in this room. Can we stand up? Who in this room was recruited by me off social media? Stand up. Alex Duarte from, it's a shape company. I won't name the name. The company name is a shape. Okay. Okay. They have a presence in Huntington Beach and Fountain Valley. Okay. And Ms. Carla Anderson came back to first team because of Facebook. Okay? So understand that this works, but why does it work? I want you guys to really focus on why this is effective and why this works. Okay? Because then it's the same as recruiting real estate agents. It's building rapport, building relationships. And whether you're in Mark Kojak's office or you're in Dan Sarnicki's office, it's a pathway to a face-to-face. You cannot just do it on social media. That is not enough to hide behind a computer. Don't spend all day on social media. But it's a pathway to a face-to-face, pathway to a recruiting appointment, pathway to coffee with Bob McCullough and I. You know what I mean? It's a pathway, okay? But it's a pathway that people can check you out 24/7. That's really the most important thing. So you have an assistant working for you 24 hours a day where they can check you out at their leisure, and that's most important. I get to check you out, I get to keep you at arm's length, and I get to find out what I want to find out about you. And maybe I'll determine that's worth spending 15, 20 minutes for coffee, an hour for lunch. Okay? Same thing with buyers and sellers. Unrelated to this, I just spoke at Citrus College. Kira was my carpool buddy, and we just came from Glendora. And I told those students there that are going through real estate principles that this is just like building relationships. I'm single, you guys know that, right? Six dates from Facebook in the last 3 or 4 months. It's the same philosophy though. They have to like me, they have to trust me, but if they've been my Facebook friend for 2 years and they've seen me post about 300 times a month for 2 years, I'm safe. I'm not going to kidnap them. Does that make sense? Okay? For real estate, let's relate it back to real estate though. They've been your friend for 2 years, 3 years, and you're posting really good content, really good information, and they like you because of your kids, because of your niece and nephews. They're going to give you a call. Okay? So you have to relate back. That's not inappropriate. That's a very appropriate example I want to show you guys though. Why does that happen? Why is that possible where a stranger will go on a date with me? Why does that happen when a stranger will use you for real estate they've never met you before, but 4 months later they're in your car, you're house shopping? Really get that, really understand it, okay? So, this is really important. I've been reading this book, I think you all should read it. It's called Jab, 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 Right Hook by Gary Vaynerchuk, right? But did you know that it took 38 years before 50 million people gained access to radios? 38 years. Some of us are not 38 years old in this room. Okay? Television, 13 years to reach that number. But Instagram, a year and a half.
Wow.
A year and a half for Instagram. A year and a half. This is the power of social media marketing if you use it right. Okay? So my goal for you today, and what's been different about the classes, is I really want to simplify this class for you guys. So I've been doing this in the offices, and I want more results. I want to give you guys a simpler way to do this so that you guys are getting more results. Okay? So that's my goal, and hopefully I accomplish that today. I'll get some feedback from my very honest friends. Hopefully I'll give you step-by-step instruction on how you can become successful on social media, okay? And show you how to post better. Just one point. If I like your post because we're friends, please know that I feel like it's a responsibility to like your post because I'm first team. Doesn't mean that you're doing a good job at posting. Okay? So please understand that. Please understand I like it because I understand the power of liking it, especially if it's business, to bring it back up into the circulation for all your SOI to see. And please know that I'm not just liking it because I think it's an actually good post. Okay? Be aware of that. Okay? And I want to help you better understand what consumers are looking for. Right? We're all marketing machines. We always want to push our own agendas and our own motives, but we really need to start with the end in mind. Right? We heard that before? Start with the end in mind?
Steve,
Start with the consumer. When you guys are making a purchase, how do you mentally go through the decision of making a purchase? When it's a big purchase. That's what you want to think about through social media. Okay? So here is a cool quote. From now on, marketers were going to have to spend a lot more time jabbing at their consumer before landing that right hook. Remember, right? You soften them up with jabs, right? Jabs are lightweight pieces of content that benefit your consumer. They benefit your consumer. Who do they benefit?
Consumer.
Do they benefit you?
No.
Stop posting those self-promotional things, thinking that that is good content. And it has to make them laugh, snicker, ponder, play a game, feel appreciated, escape, okay? And then they'll let you right hook them. The right hooks are all your business stuff. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. It's still my 80-20, but I like this analogy a lot better as I'm reading this book. So, this is the summary of social media. If you get this, you're at least do decent. You should do some deals just from understanding this one slide. When you watch these shows in the primetime TV, did you watch them for the 40 to 45 minutes of TV, or did you watch them for the 15 minutes of commercial? TV, right? Everybody? Who watched it for the commercials? I do not see one hand. Okay? Do you know your personal life is that primetime TV, and that's why people agree to connect with you on your Facebook personal profile? Do you know it's not for your real estate business? Did you know that? Really? Really? That's not what I see you guys posting. You know what I mean? You have to give the consumer what they want. What if I had a station called Commercials 24/7? Would you watch it? But that's how I see some of your Facebook profiles. Are we sort of seeing that? Okay? Commercial 24/7. So the 80-20 rule is extremely important. Okay? And really, 90-10 even works better. Less is a lot more. Okay? Less is a lot more. What does that mean, though? It's got to be personal post. Personal post. And even if it's a personal post, there are different varieties of it that are effective and ineffective. Your friends want to see you in the picture, but you shouldn't have a Facebook full of selfies. If every single personal post is a selfie, probably wrong. Okay? Just like the person that is a fitness fanatic, hey, I like fitness, but if I posted 5 to 10 times a day just about fitness, I'd have most of you turn off, right? Because it's not relatable to all of you. Does that make sense? If I sprinkle it in, though, it's not bad. It works. Okay? So we're going to really talk about what that personal post should look like, that 80 to 90%, and then what the 10% should look like, 20% should look like for business. So here are the posts that get the most engagement. Engagement meaning on Facebook, likes, comments, and shares. Okay? So proposals. So this is Tyler Nguyen. He's out of the Newport office. Thank you. So this is him proposing to his now wife. So he only has about 300 friends on Facebook, but he has 146 of them that like that post. Almost half of them like that post. If I were him, I would have put something real estate probably 3 or 4 hours later. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. What that means is that 5 to 10 times that actually saw the post. So up to 1,500 people actually saw that post. He doesn't have 1,500 friends, so that's not possible. But basically all his friends that logged in the last 48 hours probably saw that post. Okay? Oh, team Wi-Fi, huh? So now we get to weddings. Weddings are great too. It doesn't have to be your own. It can be a friend's wedding that you attend. You can even share their post and say something nice about them. My recommendation is that you don't actually physically go to the bottom button and hit share, but you actually take down their pictures with their permission. Honey, can I borrow your brother's picture from the wedding? Great, thank you so much. And post it up and say something nice about that wedding if you know the person. Does that make sense? And it's your post, your picture. You don't even have to tag them. But by saying something nice about someone else, you're going to get a lot of activity. Okay? So weddings don't happen too often, but is Madeline in here? Madeline's supposed to be here. Madeline's not here. Okay. So here's Madeline celebrating a wedding with her husband. Here's another one. Chris Smith, right? So there's Chris at a wedding reception, right? These get a lot of engagement. So when you go to a wedding, take some pictures. Take a picture with the bride and groom. Okay? This is your personal life, though, right? Wouldn't you post this and post this anyways? But there's a better way of posting it. Newborn babies and baby announcements. Okay? These get a lot of engagement. Right? So there's Kira and Bryna's newborn baby. And then Katie, who just left. Katie's having a boy, and she announced it on Facebook. Right? These get a lot of engagements. And so what you're doing is you're effectively bringing your family and friends on Facebook, or even strangers on Facebook, closer to you when you share these things. When you're vulnerable and you share these type of things, they come closer. And you're going to notice that I'm sort of different, right? When I'm wrong or I do something weird, I laugh at myself and I throw it up on Facebook. But that actually brings you guys closer into me. Right? Let's think about it. Wow, this guy is okay with showing his flaws and his mistakes. That's cool. right? But if you think you're perfect or you think you're so much better than everyone else, you're not relatable, right? So think about that. Think about that when you're doing your promotional stuff. Are you bigger, your brand and you, are you bigger than your consumer? We all say that we're consumer focused, but who's showing it through our advertising, marketing, and Facebook posts? Anniversaries, right? Tim Morissette, John Perez. Anniversaries get a lot of attention. When you're write this down, if you are making a personal post, selfie or otherwise, you're aiming for 10% of your friends to like it. 10%. If you're not getting that, we need to improve that. 1,000 friends, how many likes is 10%? 100 likes. 1,000 friends, okay? So if it's business, you'll probably get half of that if it's a really good post. 5%. Anniversaries. Right? Jamie and Tala, Jamie and Marcel, out in Temecula, Danelle, who's going to make it here, 20th anniversary. These bring your SOIs closer. They like you more. They appreciate you're not spamming them. And birthday announcements, right? So this, oh, we just showed your picture, Tim. Thanks for joining us.
Did I have hair in my head?
Let's go back. Oh, that hat. Thanks for letting me use that. So I turned 35 on February 19th. And 486 people commented on my timeline saying happy birthday, plus another 40 sent me messages, plus another 50 posted directly on my wall. So this only happens once a year though, but what else happens? Maybe other people's birthdays throughout the year? So maybe saying happy birthday to them in a special, unique way would benefit you guys, right? So think about that, and think about texting, voicemail, right? So as we go into this digital world, really intertwining it with what we used to do before computers and technology really works really well. Handwritten cards, right? And you can have a social aspect on top of that too. Customized videos, okay? Kids are awesome. Kids get so much engagement, but just like every other topic, don't abuse your kids and don't make your kids why you're getting the engagement. So some people overdo this because they said, oh my goodness, I put my grandson and I got 100 likes, so let me just post my grandson every day. That make sense? Not the answer. That's not the answer. You have to sprinkle it in there. If you do too much, then you're going to eventually see that they don't appreciate any times that you put your grandson up then. Oh, Tim again. Lynn. More kids? Yay, kids. We love kids. Food, right? And there's someone in here that said, you know, Felix, I don't see why you post food. I don't get it. I would never like that. And now I see the same person posting food. Right? But why though? Because that person is a student of the game and understands that you have to relate to everybody. Relate to everybody. So even though that person doesn't like taking food pictures, they do it because they understand that's what we have to do to be successful at social media. So that angle is on purpose, by the way. That's a 47-degree angle. I'm just kidding. I see some people writing that down. Just kidding. 47. But make it presentable, right? Make it presentable. Well, I do want to touch base on what I wrote here, just so you guys are understanding that it's not just about the picture, not just about posting. I see people post pictures with no words, not effective. I see people that post 1 or 2 words in a picture, not effective. Okay? We're going to go over that between 4 and 5. Felix is sick. Felix eats pho. Pho makes Felix better. Felix is smart. Be like Felix. Eat pho. LOL. What am I referencing there? Remember that link that went around?
Yeah.
And who clicked on that link? How many people clicked on that link? Right?
Yeah.
I made fun of it. Okay? But it's different, right? And you saw a meme from, I think, Lighter Side of Real Estate come across where it says, you know, use me or buy real estate, be smart, right? And then this one says, hey, I worked out, I burnt 700 calories, and I went in and out, and I put 1,200 in my body. It happens, right? But being normal.
Sorry. Excuse me, everyone. Unfortunately, I think with everybody leveraging their computers and the bandwidth, you probably noticed that the internet crashed.
Oh.
Next door, they're not actually seeing you, they're hearing you, they're not seeing you. Okay. If your computers are acting up, it's because there's no internet right now. So IT is working on it, so bear with it. So just letting you know. So you might see some people come from next door.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Sorry, John.
So, inspirational and motivational quotes, okay? If you are not an inspirational